Yes, Jez, what's going on? So today's question, how long should I train for? And now, like a lot of questions similar to this, it depends, okay? There's no black and white answer. There's no sort of like, you need to work out for like 52 minutes because that's the sort of the optimal point. No, again, it depends. And what does it depend on? Right, okay, so it's going to depend on, obviously, first of all, your goal. What do you want, okay? Do you want to get leaner? Like, or do you want to, like, run an Ironman, okay? Because that's going to dictate sort of how long you're going to be working for. How often do you plan on training, okay? How often do you train each week, okay? Like, what's the workout you're planning on doing? And what sort of intensity you're going to be working at? Okay, these will all dictate and have influence over the time you should be like aiming for. Like how is your body feeling? What did you do yesterday? How many days like previously have you trained? And obviously going forward as well, what do you plan on doing like tomorrow and different things like that? And what's your nutrition like? Whatever. Okay, there's all these factors you need to factor in to make a sort of a better decision. Okay, so let's say obviously if you were training for more endurance, like whether it's running or sort of like cycling, whatever, you're going to be training longer. Okay, because if I said to you need to train for half an hour, and you were trying to sort of compete in some sort of marathon or some sort of Ironman, whatever, you would like that's not going to cut it, okay? Like you need to put in a lot more hours for the demand of that sport, okay? Or that activity. So half hour's not going to cut it. So like if you were sort of perhaps training sort of only twice a week, then yeah, you can perhaps train for longer, okay? But if you were training every day, then yeah, you can shorten that. Okay, depends on the intensity as well. If you were just going for how long should I train for, what is training to you? What do you mean by that? If you mean like just go in for sort of perhaps like a walk or like sort of like a slow jog, then yeah, you can go for longer. But if you were focusing on doing sort of like a body weight circuit or really sort of like some high intensity intervals, then yeah, that's going to be a lot shorter, like sort of perhaps 10 minutes or less. Okay, and these are all things you have to factor in. Like I said, there's no sort of one size fits all. Okay, it's all down to sort of, again, you go what you're sort of training for, where do you want to go. Like perhaps the intensity of it, like how often you train, obviously your current level of fitness and what you're able to do, because there's some people like at the start, yeah, you only need to do, or you only can do sort of 10 to 15 minutes. Getting them to sort of work, like doing a workout for 30, 45 minutes, it's not going to happen. They haven't got the sort of the capacity to do that yet. Okay, so these are things you need to factor in, because it's not like, oh, the best time sort of is an hour. I've read this is it's like 60 minutes. I was like, mate, you can't even handle 60 minutes, or you don't need to do 60 minutes. So there's all these different factors. Again, when it's sort of, it's like, how often should I train? Like, how long should I train for? When's the best time of the day to train? All these, again, it depends. There's no set answer. It depends on your sort of situation, and you've got to adapt it to sort of what you want. So, like I said, if you were trying to just generally sort of perhaps get a little bit leaner now, you train about 3-4 times a week, yeah, about 15-30 minutes, okay, depending on sort of your current level. So you've been training before in the gym, yeah, you do 15-30 minutes. Like sort of whether it's sort of like body weight hit, or like perhaps some runs, whatever. Okay, that's just like with a decent eating, yeah, and you know what you're doing there, assuming that, then yeah, that's going to give you some like good results. Okay, but perhaps sort of like our guys, they train for about 40 minutes, just yeah, probably average 40 minutes, because we have a sort of chat as well and different things. But again, all those obviously they've been training for a while, they're quite conditioned, and sort of again, obviously we assess and everything else as well. So we like control the intensity. Some days we'll go more higher intensity, some days we'll be more lifting, like today. But again, it's all dependent on different sort of different variables. Okay, so these are things you need to understand, and the questions you need to ask yourself instead of how long. Again, it depends. I don't know your situation. Like so, if you need help with that, just obviously just drop me a message, drop me a comment. Like so, let me know sort of your situation, and then we can sort of perhaps figure out what work best for you. Okay, and what sort of time frame would work best for you, and what workers you need to do. So we can sort of get you some results going forward. Peace out.